I'm Jason Robinhood, and these are the stocks of the day for Friday, January 14th, 2022. Okay, so it is currently 3:28 p.m. here in Las Vegas, Friday, January 14th, 2022, and we're going to go over the stocks of the day for today. The stock market was kind of, I would say, green. The only index that was down was the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones was down 201 points. The S&P 500 was up 3 points. The Nasdaq was up 86 points, and the Russell 2K was up 3 points. The VIX currently stands at 19, and the 10-year stands at 1.793. The 10-year was up a little bit today. In this series, we go over the four indexes: the Dow Jones, the S&P, the Nasdaq, and the Russell 2K. We try to find the best performing stocks in each index for the day. Even though the Dow Jones was down 201 points, we did find five stocks that was up in the Dow Jones today. But the first stock we found today that was outside of the indexes was ticker symbol SBEV. Have you seen this? Splash Beverage. This stock, as you can see, was up over 118% today. And you see in the after hours, it was down a little more than 5%, but this stock is up over 284% this week. So this stock seems like a trade. I don't know if this is a meme stock. I don't know what's going on here. I'm going to add it to my watch list just in case it decides to go up another 100 percentage points next week, but this is a stock I would recommend. I'm gonna keep an eye on next week. Ticker symbol SBEV. As you can see, the stock was up 284%. So we'll see what this stock does next week. But for the first stocks of the Dow Jones, we're gonna go over five stocks in the Dow Jones that did perform well today. We're gonna go over ticker symbol AMGN. Amgen. As you can see, Amgen was up almost 2% today. For the past year, Amgen is actually just about even. For the past 5 years, it's up about 49%. That's not bad, right? A good 10% gain per year. That's not bad at all. And it pays almost a 4% dividend. So that's a pretty interesting, it's a biotechnology company, interesting company to add to your portfolio. Not the most volatile stock in the world, and it gives you averaging about 10% a year. That's an interesting stock to keep an eye on for the Dow Jones. Next stock is ticker symbol Microsoft, SMSFT. Microsoft was up a little more than 1% today. As you can see, it currently trades at 310. For the past year, it's up 43%. And for the past 5 years, almost up 400%. So Microsoft is a very, very strong performance stock in the Dow Jones for the past year and for the past 5 years. It pays a little less than 1% of a dividend, but with almost 400% in the past 5 years, this stock is a long-term buy and hold share stock. Next stock is ticker symbol CVX, Chevron. Chevron was up a little more than 1% today and gained a little bit in the after hours market. That's always a good sign. For the past year, it's up 37%. You can see it's at its highs. It broke past this high of about 117 and hasn't looked back since then. That was a pretty interesting number for it to break past. You can see it's trading at highs. Let's see if it's at a 5 year. It looks like it's about 5 year highs, right? 120, well, 133, you want to check that number. The next $4 is pretty important in this stock if you think about it. But it's up 11% the past 5 years. Not the best returns in 5 years. I mean, that's like a 3% return, 2% with 2.2% return the past 5 years. That's not a good return. And it pays over a 4% dividend, but we saw a 4% dividend with Amgen, and that was up almost 400%. So that's interesting. If you're looking for an energy stock, Chevron is probably a stock to look into, especially if it breaks above that 133 mark. Next stock is ticker symbol INTC, Intel. Intel, oh, strong day for Intel today. As you can see, it was up a little more than 1% and again a little bit in the after hours market. That's always a good sign. For the past year, it's actually down 4%. The Dow Jones is up, I think, 17% for the past year. So this stock is underperforming the Dow Jones by over 20%. But for the past 5 years, it's up 52%. That's interesting, right? That's a nice little 10% gain the past 5 years every year. That's not a bad return. And it pays almost a 3% dividend. That's an interesting interesting yield for a technology company, right? Almost 3% and a 10% return every year for the past 5 years. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. And for the last stock in the Dow Jones that performed well was Dow, ticker symbol DOW. Dow was up a little more than 1% today. As you can see, it's barely even for the past year, and it kind of just IPO'd. You can see the low was around 2020. That was about $25. The high it was around June of last year, and that was about $68. So the next $8 is pretty interesting. You want to keep an eye on Dow Inc. for the next $8. If you can get above that $68 mark, you can look at all-time highs. And it pays over a 4% dividend. So a very, very strong dividend right there. A 4% dividend, not a bad return for Dow. So those were 5 of the best performing stocks in the Dow Jones today. The Dow Jones, as I mentioned, was down 201 points. The Dow Jones currently sits at 35,911. We want to keep an eye on that 36,000 mark. We were above that today, but we fell under it. So that's disappointing. For the next index we will go over the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq was actually up today. It was up 86 points. That's a good thing. We're going to go over 5 of the best performance stocks in the Nasdaq today. That does not mean only 5 stocks in the Nasdaq was performing well. It's just the top 5 performance stocks in the Nasdaq. The first stock is LRCX, Lam Research. Oh, wow, look at Lam. Wow. Look at Lam. Lam was up over 6% today, 6.37%. A very, very strong move for Lam Research. For the past year, it's above 34%. The NASDAQ, I think, was around 15%, maybe even 14%. So this is about double the NASDAQ. That's a good sign. And I mean, wow, look at this chart. This stock is almost up 600% the past 5 years, over 577%. This stock, can't say averages over 100% per year, but I mean, if you own this stock for the past 5 years, you basically were up over 100% per year. That's an interesting, very, very strong buy for a long-term hold. And does this stock pay? And it pays almost a 1% dividend. This is one of the best charts we see in the stock market. Lam Research, one of the best stocks you could see in the stock market. Next stock is ticker symbol AMTA. As you can see, we have a little more than 1 shares of AMAT, and AMAT was up today. We did add to our position in AMAT today. We did see it running, so I had to add a few dollars to my position in AMAT. AMAT was up a little more than 6% today. For the past year, it's up over 62%. That's a very, very strong move for AMAT. It seems like it's in a bull market at the moment. And for the past 5 years, AMAT is up over 417%. And you can see it's past its can't say it's all-time highs. I don't know if it's past its all-time highs, but it's clearly past its 5-year high. So this is a stock that who knows what the top is at this point. There's no top on this chart that we could trade against. So you just have to hold on for the ride with this. Who knows what the top is? I'm a long-term holder of AMAT. Does it pay a dividend? Hopefully it does. It does pay a dividend. A little less than 1% of a dividend for AMAT. Next stock is ticker symbol KLC. KLA. I don't know what this is. This stock was up a little more than 5% today. This stock is up a little more than 46% for the past year. So it's in a bull trend. And for the past, well, a lot of these charts in the Nasdaq look the same. That's interesting. The Nasdaq is a pretty good index to pick some of these really, really strong momentum stocks. I mean, this stock is up almost 500% in the past 5 years. KLA, excuse me. Does it pay a dividend? Almost pays a 1% dividend. So that's interesting for a stock in the Nasdaq 100, up over 400% the past 5 years, and it pays almost a 1% dividend. So that's a interesting stock if you're looking to add to a technology stock in your portfolio. Next stock is ticker symbol MRVL, Marvell. We do have a few shares of Marvell. You see we have a pending dividend. We have a little more than 6 shares of Marvell in our own portfolio. As you can see, Marvell was up a little more than 5% today. We did add to our position in Marvell today. For the past year, Marvell is up 64%, but you can see it's not at its highs yet. Its highs was around last year, around December, maybe even around here, $91. So there's still a lot of room to buy in this stock. This stock is about it's about $9 off of its high from maybe less than a month ago. So that's interesting. Even though it's still up 64%, was it 64%? And it's up almost 500% the past 5 years. So another stock that looks like it's averaging over almost 100% return per year. That's beautiful. And we're actually negative on total return, but that's okay. That's totally okay. The dividend yield is actually not the strongest dividend yield. Way less than 1%. But a pretty strong move in Marvell. It's up a little more than 2% in a month, but you can see in the past month it's actually down 2%. Up 2% in a week, but down 2% in a month. And we bought it around 91. So we're a little bit low on this stock, but we're going to be holding Marvell for a very long time. I expect it to hit 91 very soon. And if we have a few more days like this where it was up 5% in one day, we could see 91 within a week. Next stock is ticker symbol XLNEX, Xilinx. I think that's how you pronounce it. Xilinx. Xilinx was up a little more than 3% today. As you can see, it didn't give any back in the after hours market. It's up almost 40% in the last year. Let's see where it topped out. It topped out around November 29, 2021, around 233. That's a good number. If you want to look at that number, the next $35 are really important in this stock. It's up a little more than 200%, 236% the past 5 years. That's interesting. It's a semiconductor company. It pays small, tiny little dividend over there. Xilinx. And for the final stock in the Nasdaq 100, we're going to go with ticker symbol VRTX. As you can see, this stock was up a little more than 3%. Didn't give any back in the after hours market. It's up a little, almost 3% in the last year. That's not a good number. The Nasdaq 100 was up, I think, about 14, maybe 16% last year. So this stock is underperforming the Nasdaq 100 by like 16 points, maybe even like 15 points, a lot of points. But it's up 193%. You can see the top was around 2020, July 17th, 2020, and that was around the top in the past 5 years, and that number was 294. So the next $60 in this stock, you probably want to pay a lot of attention to see if it can break that top of 294 in the next year or so, right? That happened in July. So from here until July, you want to keep an eye on this stock at that price, 294. But it does not pay a dividend. And those were the best performance stocks in the Nasdaq 100. As I mentioned, the Nasdaq 100 was up 86 points today. Currently trades at 14,893. definitely want to keep an eye on that 15,000 point mark. Next stocks we're gonna go over. We're gonna go over 5 stocks for the S&P 500. 5 of the best performing stocks in the S&P 500. The first stock is ticker symbol LVS, Las Vegas Sands. For some reason, you can see the stock was up almost 15% today. A very, very, very strong move for Las Vegas Sands. But even though the stock was up almost 15% today, the stock is currently still down 22% for the past year. And it's down 23% for the past 5 years. I probably can't buy a stock like this. You can see it goes all the way up and then it just goes straight down in a straight line, goes straight down in a straight line, goes straight down in a straight line. A good move, a good trade for today if you're looking for a stock maybe to trade next week. But probably not a stock I would be looking at too much. Next stock is ticker symbol WYNN, WIN. As you can see, WIN almost looks like Las Vegas Sands today. Kind of the same move. This stock was up a little more than 8%, almost 9% today. Chart kind of looks the same, down 15% the past 5 years, but down 2% the past 5 years, down 15% the past year. Does it pay a dividend? It pays a little bit less than a 1% dividend. Looks exactly like Las Vegas said. We have to keep an eye on it. It is earnings season. We have to see why the hotel stocks moved so well in the S&P 500 today, but probably not long-term investments that I would be investing in. Next stock is ticker symbol DISK. Discovery. Let's see what happened with Discovery. Wow, look at Discovery. Discovery was up 7% today. Strong move for Discovery. Let me see. Discovery is up 3% for the past week, but Discovery is down 5% for the past year. I mean, you can see you have to be worried about this move in Discovery. As you can see, kind of last year around this time is when the stock kind of made this exact same move. It was around this price, right? It was around 31. It's currently trading at 30. It went up. Basically in a straight line. Oh my God, it doubled. It went up 100% from here. So, I mean, Discovery, you probably want to keep an eye on this stock, right? Something happened I don't know what happened here. March 20th, March 22nd, March 19th. For March 19th, the stock just went down in a straight line. But if you're looking for a trade, you probably want to keep an eye on Discovery. You can see, if you follow this chart, it goes from $32, $31 to all the way up to $66. So if you want to keep an eye on Discovery for the next month until March 19th, that's probably not a terrible idea. Next stock is ticker symbol MRO. As you can see, we have about 5 shares of Marathon Oil. Marathon Oil is an energy stock in the energy sector. It was up a little more than 5%, did not give back any of that in the after hours. That's always a good sign. For the past year, this stock is going parabolic, like literally going parabolic. This stock is up 137% for the past 5 years. For the past year, it was up 137%. For the past 5 years, it's up 10%. Not bad. You can see the low was in April 2020. October 2020 was about $5, and it's up to $19 a share right now. I believe it pays a dividend. As you can see, we're up about 18% in this stock total. That's not a bad move. And it pays almost a 1% dividend. So I don't know if I'm going to be adding to my position. We're up 18% in this stock already, so that's not bad at all. We're just holding on to the stock, definitely. Hopefully for at least the next year, right? With the stock up 137% the past year, we'll just hold on to that stock for at least the next 6 months, right? Just see what that does. But that's a pretty good stock if you're looking for a stock that pays almost a 1% dividend in the energy sector in the S&P 500. And the final stock we're going to look at for the S&P 500 is ticker symbol B. excuse me, Baker Hughes, BKR, yep, Baker Hughes. As you can see, Baker Hughes was up a little more than 4% today. Gained a little bit in the after hours market. That's a good sign. Baker Hughes is up 19% the past year. That's interesting. Oh my God. This is the ugliest chart. I can't say it's the ugliest chart I've ever seen, but this chart is ugly. Oh my goodness. What's the number it just cannot get above? 34? Looks like 37 is that number. It's just like from 34 to 36, it just cannot get anywhere around that number. Right now, the highs seem to be around 25. Like it seems like it has a problem around that, but it's moving well. I can't look too far into this company. This chart is disgusting. It pays almost a 3% dividend. That's not bad, but this is a extremely ugly looking chart for the S&P 500. My God. So those were 5 of the best performing stocks in the S&P 500 today. As I mentioned, the S&P 500 was up 3 points today. The S&P 500 currently trades at 4,662. Obviously, we want to keep an eye on the next 300 and 38 points, as we want to keep an eye on the S&P 500 getting to 47. Hold on, 47. What am I talking about? 3,000. The next 38 points we want to keep an eye on, right? What am I talking about? The next 38 points we want to keep an eye on for the S&P 500. We're going to try to get to that 4,700 mark, and some bulls have the S&P 500 reaching 5,100 on the year. So that's a lot of points. That's how much? That's like 400 points from here. That would be a very strong move for the S&P 500 to go from 4,600 to 5,100. That's some highs some bulls have for the S&P 500. The last 5 stocks we're going to go over are the Russell 2K 5 stocks. We're going to go over those. These charts are going to look really terrible, but these are for like day traders and things like that. First chart is ticker symbol THRX. As you can see, you can see the move in this stock. This stock was up 23% today. That's a very strong move. But for the past year, it's down 43%. Past 5 years, down 43%. And it does not pay a dividend. So, pharmaceutical company, if you're looking for a day trade or a weekly trade, you can see this stock was up 20% in the past week. And it was up 23% today. So these are like for traders and day traders. Next stock is ticker symbol RXDX. RXDX was up 17% today. Did not give back any of that in the after hours. It's up a lot I don't know. It doesn't give us a percentage, but it looks like it went from 0 to 39. But it looks like it's up the past 5 for the past year. That's a good sign. And for the past 5 years, it's up 41%. So this is an interesting bioscience company, pharmaceutical company to keep an eye on. I may throw this in one of my lists. I like the idea of this stock. I'm looking to adding more biopharmaceutical companies to my portfolio, and it's up in the past year. I like the chart. It's coming off of some pretty low lows that it had some problems in last year, but it looks like it's starting to break through. So I'm going to keep an eye on this stock. Ticker symbol RXDX, especially with a move today that was up 17 percent, and it didn't give back any in the after hours market. So I'm going to keep an eye on this stock for the next month at least. So especially for the next week, keep an eye on that stock. Next stock is ticker symbol ATRA. Biotherapeutics company. This stock was up 12% today. That's interesting. Up 3% for the week. For the past year, down 15%. And for the past 5 years, down 6%. And it does not pay a dividend. So it's probably not a stock I'm going to be looking too much into. Next stock is ticker symbol ESGC. ESGC? Whoa, okay, no, nope, that's a terrible stock. I don't know what that even came from. Let's try this stock. Ticker symbol NBR. Is that a thing? Okay. Ticker symbol NBR. That stock was up 12% today. It did not give back any in the after hours market. Up 74% the past year. That's a very strong. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Where did this stock come from? Look at this. This is the ugliest chart we've seen today, right? Down 87% the past 5 years. This stock was trading at $810 in 2017. Wow. Oh my God. We should probably just get out of here with this one, right? Maybe a trade, maybe some day traders are looking at this stock. I mean, it's up 30% in the past month, 21% in the past week, and 12% today. If you're probably a trader, you definitely would be looking at this stock, NBR. NBR, if you are a trader, you probably want to keep an eye on that stock. Next stock is ticker symbol OHTO. Is that a thing? No, that's not a thing. I don't know what that is. ALLO. 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 As you can see, this stock was up 13% to 11%, almost 12% today. It did gained almost 1% in the after hours market. That's a good move. But this stock is down 52% the past year. In the past 5 years, down 39%. The high was in 2020, and that was about $54. Oh my goodness, $54. So not really a great looking stock. Does not pay a dividend. And I think the last stock we're going to check for the Russell 2K was ticker symbol SPRO. SPRO. And this stock also. No, this stock was up 10%, but then it ended up going down in the after hours market. So ALLO will have to be my last stock that we go over in for the Russell 2K, because all the other stocks just look terrible. So yeah, I think that was about 5 stocks for the Russell 2K. As I mentioned, the Russell 2K was plus 3 points today. Russell 2K currently trades at 2,162. Obviously, we want to keep an eye on the next 38 points that will get us to 2,200 on the Russell 2K. Okay, so there you have it. Those were the stocks of the day for Friday, January 14th, 2022. Did you discover any new stocks in this video? Do you have any stocks in your portfolio that are performing well that you would like to recommend to myself or the other viewers of this video? No stock market video on Monday as it's Martin Luther King Day, so we will be back on Tuesday. I'm Jason Robinhood. Stay long in the stock market. Enjoy your weekend, everyone, and thank you for watching.